So Arsenal have played 16 games in all competitions this season, and they only had 3 goals scored against them. Some of the people are saying that teams are actually afraid now to take shots against them. They are upset that they concede a shot on target during the games. In the last 4 Premier League games, the only shot on target that was recorded against them was the Eddie Nketiah header that wasn't actually a shot, if you want to call that a shot. But the question now is being asked, and it's being asked to actually professional footballers and ex-professional footballers and actually pundits. Can Arsenal break that Chelsea record? Do they have the consistency in them to break the Chelsea record? I see some pundits are afraid to actually put their neck on the line, but I see others at least discussing the possibility of that happen, especially that after the Champions League win against Slavia Prague, when they didn't concede a goal in that game. But also Simon Jordan talking about Declan Rice, and also telling Erling Haaland to stay humble was actually the highlight. Also, Jamie O'Hara is talking about Arsenal now. He's actually now in belief that Arsenal will win trophies this season, and the ESPN of UK is taking the piss and absolutely using Arsenal fans and rage baiting them. We'll tell you all of this. We'll show you all the videos about Danny Murphy, about Troy Deeney talking about Arsenal record, Simon Jordan telling Haaland to stay humble, and also talking about Declan Rice and the ESPN UK and all these stuff. But before we go on and show you the video and I tell you my commentary on him and what do I think about the opinions of all these people, I want to hear from you in the comment section about everything that we say here today. Also, if you're new here, this is Footy Judge Mo. With your help, we can get to 50,000 subscribers. Every like button count. The like button looks like thumbs up. Hit that like button. Get us a like for every view so we can push this video and this channel to new viewers, of course. Also, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe. With your help, as I said, you can actually get to 50,000 subscribers. We'll tell you about the sponsor in the middle of the video, so you don't have to worry about it. If you want to visit them, they're just affordable football shirts. But let's listen to when Danny Murphy was asked about, can Arsenal break that record? Let's actually hear and let's comment on it. And I want to hear this from you guys as well. I want to hear your opinion.
They can't maintain this level of impregnability, if that's a word. I just don't, because you have bad days and you're coming up, they're going to come up against high. For example, the next game in the Champions League is Bayern Munich.
Right. Now,
Bayern Munich have won every single game they've played. You know, that's going to be a test.
But they'll be worried about Arsenal.
Yeah, of course, especially as I think it's at Arsenal. But they'll have a little bad spell at some point. They'll concede some goals, but overall, you look when I look at Arsenal now, I look at them and think it doesn't really matter if they don't play that well with the ball.
Right.
They're still going to get results because they're so good without it.
So,
I just, before we go on and continue, because he's going to be asked about the Chelsea record. Arsenal, I'm just going to reiterate, do not play without the ball. Arsenal, the majority of the time, actually have the position in the games. I just wanted to reiterate this before anybody keeps saying that they do low blocks and all the stuff. So they don't. And I don't think that Danny Murphy has actually meant that they do low blocks. He's saying that they're very structurally well without the ball. Let's hear it.
But tell me at the moment, and try and predict this for me, are they going to outdo Chelsea? 04-05, they still hold, from that season, the best defensive Premier League record. They conceded 15. Arsenal have conceded 3.
No.
So we're into November.
No. Can't see that.
Are they going to concede another 12 along the way?
Yeah.
Or more?
I think 15 is nothing short of ridiculous to maintain that level of consistency. What Arsenal have done from now to this what is it, 9 games, 10 games, whatever.
It's similar, Danny. At this point in the season, Chelsea conceded 2.
It is. But
at this point in the season, 2.
Well,
Arsenal 3.
I'll carry on. They'll have a little bad spell where they concede a couple here and there, and 15 is ridiculous. Honestly, that's absolutely crazy numbers.
Yeah.
I'd be amazed if they equal or beat that. Absolutely amazed.
It's fascinating to see how this wonderful Arsenal backline stands up against Haaland right now. I mean, obviously, City...
Well, they played him, he scored.
Yeah. Yeah,
they drew, didn't they? They got the late... When Eze opened them up late on.
In the longer term down the season.
Yeah. It'll be fascinating to see how they stand up to Kane.
But I don't think the record has anything to do with the Champions League. I actually believe that Arsenal can actually at least match the record. The only thing I want to ask you guys, do you guys think that Arsenal, there is a possibility that they can break that record? But I'm going to give you a little bit of context. Arsenal currently sit on a very low chances conceded per game that I don't think we have ever seen in our life. The number of shots conceded from Arsenal and the number of XG and the number of chances conceded by Arsenal is actually astonishing. If people, one of the goals was set, two of the goals were set pieces, and one was Erling Haaland. So Voltemara and Szoboszlai and Erling Haaland, which was, and Arsenal got dispossessed, and Erling Haaland is absolutely magnificent in that goal. Of course, there is a possibility it can happen. It will be a tough ask, right? Because that Chelsea consistent backline was absolutely nuts. But I'm not going to rule it out yet. I want to wait and see probably how many goals they're going to concede in the first half of the season. Let's continue the last part of the video. Before I show you what Troy Deeney said about the same topic.
Yeah, well, I don't think Kane in isolation is their problem. It's Munich's flair and power everywhere else.
Yeah.
You know?
Dan, just in the passing, are clean sheets, do we pay enough attention to clean sheets? We pay a lot of attention to goals scored. Or they're banging them in right, left and centre.
No, but
clean sheets, massive part of the game. Is appreciated enough?
The only success I've had in my career was based on foundation for, like, defensively solid. Like, our Liverpool Houllier side, for example, was not particularly great to watch. We played a lot of teams better than us and give them respect and played pragmatically. We were really hard nuts to crack. And even our success at Fulham was based on exactly the same thing.
So that is true that Arsenal actually currently are a team that is more primed to structurally stop the opposition, but they also have the majority of the ball. I'm not sure what you guys think about this, so I want you to let you guys know before we move to the next video. But before we go to the next video, check them out, okjersey.com. Don't forget to use the code JUDGE. As you see in front of you, it gives you 8% discount. That is not my commission, I repeat. It gives you an 8% discount if you use the code JUDGE underneath. So use them, very affordable. I'm going to show you the jerseys I got in a later video, of course, but check them out, of course, because they're very, very good quality. So I want you guys to check them out. Let's hear now what Troy Deeney have said about the same situation, and who'd asked, what do you expect from this Arsenal team after the Slavia Prague? Let's hear it because it's very, very important what he said. The consistency from this Arsenal team is astonishing.
I think it is sustainable. I think you look at the depth that they've got in that squad as well. Even if David Raya was to go down, they've got Kepa to come in as well, which is crazy. There's been talk that maybe he has to take half a wage because he's not actually doing any work at the moment. The guys in front have been so good. The four centre-backs are really good across there. Obviously, Timber's a right-back, but they can go with four centre-backs if they want. They deal with the crosses. They enjoy keeping clean sheets. But for me, it's Declan Rice in front. Declan Rice sitting in there, and whoever they have next to him, he's just this protection net that nothing gets through. And now, because teams are so worried about the set pieces, so worried about Arsenal, what they do going forward, they don't actually commit the numbers that you would normally do going forward. So for me, it's sustainable, and it's on pace to be with that Chelsea team.
I would say that they've got the strength in depth, and then there is no drop-off in quality if one of the starters doesn't start now. That's what it is. They've got a good squad. I would also say, to add to you, I think Zubimendi plays a big part now in coming into Arsenal, even though he's not playing today, because he lets Declan Rice be able to get forward now. Now we're seeing a different aspect of Declan Rice's game evolve, but I think a lot of that credit has to be given to Zubimendi if you watch what he gives to this team.
100%. What they said is correct. Declan Rice, I actually think Declan Rice is actually improving this season as well. In that 8th position, that 8th role, I genuinely believe that Declan Rice has been arguably one of the best 8s in the world. And no one can actually tell me otherwise. The way he goes forward, the way he actually goes defending as well. What I have seen in that last game they played against Burnley, that is astonishing from Declan Rice. But Simon Jordan, he actually praised Declan Rice, but I actually gave him like a backhand slap about stuff that he does. And I didn't like what he said about him. I want to hear what you guys think, but Troy Deeney actually hit the nail on the head. The consistency in front of David Raya, preventing the opposition from creating something, is what gives Arsenal the edge, in my opinion. Let's see what Simon Jordan say about Declan Rice, because it's important.
I think there was a lot of questions about Declan Rice. I remember watching him for England, sideways and back, sideways and back, sideways and back, sideways and back. Do I think that Declan Rice has a clever ball in him, like someone like a Pirlo? No, I don't. But do I think he's a great footballer and a great, given that they've got Zubamendi now in the team that enables him to get further forward? Yeah, of course.
I mean, has he evolved into a top midfielder?
A certain aspect of his game that potentially we still haven't yet seen, which is that clever ball. Danny Murphy thinks he's got it in him, which is the clever ball around the corner that other players can't see. The Kevin De Bruyne effect. Do we think he's got a Kevin De Bruyne outlook? No, he's a powerful and very, very strong footballer that drives people forward. There's an element of sort of Steven Gerrard about him in terms of pulling the team forward.
Those two memorable.
Do you guys think he's comparable to Steven Gerrard? I want to hear from actually what you think. Is Declan Rice similar to Steven Gerrard? I want to hear this.
Free kicks against Real Madrid.
But that's a free kick.
He's a set-piece king.
That's a free kick.
3 assists and 2 goals in his first 10 league games.
There's a part of me that thinks that footballers that can't kick with both feet should be had up under the Trade Descriptions Act.
He's actually wrong here, because I'm going to repeat that, and I want you guys to listen to this because this is very important. I genuinely believe if it's that easy to deliver corners on the money, all the teams would have done it in the world. For Simon Jordan to sit there and say it is easy to deliver a corner, it is so disingenuous, because I've seen a lot of teams struggle to deliver corners consistently on the money. He's going to go on and talk about Ward-Prowse. I want you to hear it first, because he's going to say that is expected from Declan Rice. It is not expected. It's not expected. That is a talent. And also, it is a talent that required a lot of work from Declan Rice to actually reach a level where his corners and his set pieces are absolutely deadly.
Because that's what they should be able to do. And the fact that he can deliver a corner in, and a top footballer should be able to do it. And too many times they get away with not being able to do it. So he's doing his job at a high level. 100.
The fact that he says too many times he get away with not doing it, it means that there is not a lot of people that can do it. Just by logic, Simon. Just by logic.
£1 million footballer. Let's have it right. That's what he should be able to do. The fact he's doing it, and we set our standards so low that people don't do it, and when someone does do it, we laud them and applaud them. Is he a good player? Yeah. Is he a powerful part of Arsenal's team, and will they win the league with him in the side? Probably. The free kicks he took against Real Madrid were absolute barnstorming free kicks. They weren't clever balls in behind.
Yeah.
He's absolutely wrong. It's not about being clever. The delivery for these free kicks, the position of the ball, where it went into the net, is how genius it is. I'm not taking anything. I'm going to say something. That second one was arguably one of the best free kicks I've seen in my life. Not saying the best, but it is one of the best free kicks I've seen. The power, the accuracy, they were out of this world.
And unlocking a defence in the way that someone like Kevin De Bruyne could do.
Every corner he takes.
But he's not asking about, like, he shouldn't be a Kevin De Bruyne. That is what I don't understand. No one is asking Declan Rice to be Kevin De Bruyne. And also Kevin De Bruyne might not be able to do what Declan Rice does, which is minute 90, go back, dispossess the opposition, intercept, and actually drive the ball forward. I'm not saying that Declan Rice is better than Kevin De Bruyne. For me, Kevin De Bruyne is one of the best midfielders to ever play in the Premier League. But you cannot compare Declan Rice to Kevin De Bruyne as much as you cannot compare Makaleli to Kevin De Bruyne, for example, or Martin Essien, for example, to a Cole Palmer, or Michael Essien to a Lampard. They're just completely different football players. Roy Keane is not a Kevin De Bruyne. It doesn't take anything away from him. And it doesn't take anything away from the brilliance that these players have in them.
Takes now for Arsenal.
On a sixpence.
He's unleashing chaos
Fantastic.
in that opponent's box.
Fantastic. He can deliver a dead ball. Are we really... It's like saying to a golfer, oh, he hits a 9-iron really well. That's what they should be able to do. That's what he does. This is
No, but that's why there are levels to this game, Simon. There are levels in the players.
profession. The fact that other people can't do it is more telling about the standards we're prepared to accept in football. He delivers balls in. He delivers them where he should be able to do. That's what he does. Can he hit a free kick? Can he hit a dead ball? Absolutely. So can James Ward-Prowse.
I think that is so disrespectful, to be honest, because Declan Rice has way more to his game than James Ward-Prowse. The running, the athleticism, the ball carrying. Listen, I like Ward-Prowse in terms of free kicks only, but he does good other things, but not to the level of Declan Rice. That is super duper disrespectful from Simon Jordan, and I think he got away from him here. But before we go on and listen to him telling Erling Haaland to stay humble, I'm going to show you the short clip of Jamie O'Hara actually being a little bit worried that Arsenal are going to win trophies. Listen to this before I actually show you the embarrassment part of ESPN UK.
You know, when you're winning trophies like Man City have done, like Liverpool have done, it just becomes natural just to win. Yeah, we win. We just win another trophy. Just pick off another trophy. Now, even when Man United have been terrible, they pick off a trophy because it's just instilled in their nature that they do it. Arsenal really fell away from that, and over the last 4 or 5 seasons, we've seen them primed to be there or thereabouts and not made it happen. Hopefully, or you know, that continues. But I think Arteta is starting to really now instill that mentality that they are there to win trophies now, and but they're going to win trophies.
Now he made his belief that Arsenal will win trophies this season. He's like, I'm hoping that they won't, but he made peace with it. But I wanted to show you something that is so disrespectful, to be honest with you. From ESPN, that is supposedly a neutral outlet for news, right? This is ESPN. And I keep telling you, they're trying to rage bait people. It is absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion. I don't understand why ESPN in the UK are actually showing this image on their official website or official Twitter account, saying that Mickey van der Ven and Victor Gyökeres going toe-to-toe this season because both have 6 goals in all competitions. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Why are they using Victor Gyökeres? Ekitike had 6 goals, like Mickey van der Ven, including the goal he scored in the Community Shield. There are other players that scored 6 goals. Why choosing Gyökeres? I am telling you, it is rage bait. They're trying to rage bait people. But when I say that there is an agenda and there is a trigger point that trying to trigger Arsenal fans, people tell me, Mo, you are deluded. Why choosing Gyökeres in particular, where there are other players with 6 goals? I don't know. You let me know in the comment. Please let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Please, please, please. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Now, Danny Murphy and Simon Jordan go in for Haaland. But before we go on, make sure to like the video, guys, because we need your likes. And check out OK Jersey, of course. OKJersey.com. Scan the QR code to go to the website of very affordable football shirts. They deliver everywhere in the world, supposedly. And use the code JUDGE to get 8%. Let's hear this very interesting video.
All these accolades, Simon, and all these wealth, and he's still a young lad. You know,
Off the pitch, I don't know.
Should he be applauded if indeed Pep is on the money here, that he is humble?
Depends what you mean by humble. I mean, football has this propensity to co-opt statements and turn them into something different than their real meaning to most people. You know, when people talk about, oh, we've got to go into a game and suffer, I think to myself, I don't know why you keep using that terminology, because people in the world are legitimately suffering. So when football co-opts an expression, I don't think he's humble in the slightest. I think he might be respectful. I think he might be mindful of the fact that he's playing for the probably not arguably, realistically, the greatest manager in football at this moment in time. I think he's playing in a great football club that's given him a huge opportunity. When we talk about his transfer fee, £51 million may well be what they paid to Dortmund, because it was engineered in the contract that Haaland would sign, as long as the release clause was sensible. But it's about another 30-odd million quid that went everywhere else, including to his father. So the fact of the matter is there's a lot more money that got spent on Haaland than just the 51 million quid that was paid. And when you talk about humble, if you want to define it, okay, when Haaland, does an observation on Arteta last year about remaining humble, was that an indication of humbleness? When Haaland does a TV commercial, I know it's tongue-in-cheek, telling everyone that I'm signing a new contract, watch out, defenders, is that humble? I think this idea that humility, just because you've made a few quid, just because you can kick a football round, doesn't make you that special, doesn't make you beyond everyone else, besides in the little rarefied industry where everyone gets smoke blown up their backside. Do I think he's humble? Not particularly. Do I think he's a wonderful footballer that respects the opportunity that's been given to him and plays in a team and values being in a team? Yeah, I do. I think all of those things are. And those are attributes that need to be praised, because everyone else doesn't do that.
I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Simon Jordan is a little bit annoyed by Haaland? And actually the latest YouTube channel, I think Haaland is a very funny footballer. I think I watched some of his YouTube videos. I think he's a funny guy. Maybe what he did to Arteta is disrespectful, and I said that last season or the season before when he said stay humble. You don't tell the other manager that is not your level to tell another manager to stay humble. You can talk to other players. Banter between players are good. It's fun. As long as it's like banter only, is good. But you don't go to the other manager. And I said at that time that was disrespectful. And at the end, if Haaland is humble or not, I don't know why that matters. For me, because he told Arteta to stay humble, maybe, probably that's what he means, Sam and Jordan. I want to hear what you guys think, to be honest, about this matter, about Erling Haaland staying humble. I want to hear what you guys think about the rest of the video. I want to thank you guys for always sticking with me and watching my videos and commenting and liking and subscribing, because we are getting somewhere with this channel. I hope that you enjoy the content, of course. There's a lot of people that say stuff. I want you guys to make your own opinion. Hit that like button, people, and subscribe to Footy Judge Mo. Turn on the notification bell to know when we go live. And I really appreciate you guys supporting the channel as always. Fantastic people. I will see you guys soon.